Matt, thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time. Matt, would you start by just introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about Trojan? I happen to know something about Trojan because I have your products in at least two things that I own, a generator and a golf cart, but I'm not sure everybody knows who you are.
Definitely. Well, first, welcome to my home. I'd pour you a glass of wine, but it's a little early in the day still. So yeah, Trojan Battery, C&D Technologies and Trojan Batteries are a energy storage system company. And the core of an energy storage system is the battery, and that's kind of our key product. We focus on deep cycle batteries rather than what's in your car to start it. And what that lets us do is completely drain and recharge the battery over and over. So you'll see it in, like you've got it in your generator backup, you've got it in a golf cart, a boat, many uses for it.
Very good. And you're diversified in that sense. I mean, even though you're at the core, an energy system provider and a battery maker, you're in lots of different markets. Is that right?
We are, definitely, and it's helped us over this COVID event. We're fairly diversified with the merger of the two companies. There was, I think it was 2% customer crossover, so it made a lot of sense, the joining of the two companies. You'll find our batteries in data centers. You'll find them in government installations, lifts, floor scrubbers, golf carts, obviously, and we're seeing that split now. The recreational areas, our sales are down, but if you think about a data center, just because there's a work from home or business has slowed down, you still need to make sure that you're up and running. So we haven't seen so much of a slowdown in that area.
The crisis has highlighted a lot of things, and certainly, Matt, something that I'm well aware of is what a forward-leaning IT executive you are as it relates to the cloud, and how that's been, again, a core element of your strategy for a lot of reasons that I'll let you speak to. But this crisis maybe has highlighted some more of them, Plex included, but beyond that. Can you speak to that a little bit?
When I jumped into Trojan 8 years ago, we started this push from an on-premise model to a completely cloud, and where possible, a SaaS model. As of December of last year, or 2 years ago, December 2018, we're at 100% SaaS for our office needs, and that includes everything from file services and Dropbox, ERP, Plex, phone systems, Ring Central, Salesforce, Workday. So a very, very strong presence in the SaaS environment.
One of the other things that this crisis highlighted is the need to be able to react quickly and have agility when environmental changes occur. So, you like everybody else had to figure out how to work from home quickly. How did you do that given your cloud and SaaS first nature?
Definitely. Well, if we take a step back, since December 2018, we've had this acquisition. C&D Technologies purchased Trojan Battery. Both leaders in their industry, but different thoughts on IT models. So C&D was still an on-premise infrastructure. Trojan a SaaS infrastructure. So we decided as a company that we wanted to move towards the Trojan model of a SaaS-forward. So we've been doing that integration over the past year. While not complete, during this crisis and the work from home model, we've noticed some differences between the two models. Obviously, with SaaS, it's web-based. So it's really work from any device. Our California operations, which was 100% SaaS, was able to either take their laptop, unplug their desktop at work and take it home, or like I did, just sit down at my home computer and have access to everything I'd have access to at work, including my phone, right? I'm receiving phone calls on my office number. Some of the hurdles we ran into on the more traditional on-premise, where we still had on-premise applications, I think is kind of everyone's pain point. VPN, right? We can't open our corporate network up to unsecured machines. So you've got to be using company equipment. There's limited bandwidth, guaranteed. Plex, Workday, Dropbox has a heck of a lot more bandwidth than I do going into my location. So we had all the standard complaints around VPN. Hard to use. I need it installed. It's slow. So we've been trying to heavy lift some of our heavier applications, file services, out to the cloud as quickly as possible to relieve those bandwidth issues.
You're obviously really forward thinking in that area, and it's exciting. But maybe back to the core concept of smart manufacturing. There were a lot of reasons that you implemented Plex from the beginning, and we've been spending a lot of time today talking about the core capability requirements of a smart manufacturing solution: connect, automate, track, and analyze. Can you reflect a little bit on the value that you've seen coming out of your Plex implementation?
I'd add one more word to that, and that's consolidate. One of the big reasons, besides being at the time probably the only SaaS manufacturer ERP out there, was the breadth of functionality in core Plex. We didn't have to bolt on a quality control system. We didn't have to bolt on an MES system, an accounting system. It had everything, right, in its core product. And over the last 5 years that we've been customers with Plex, we've seen that breadth reaching out a little further into that shop floor connectivity, automation, the level of R&D that we see with Plex. You don't see with a lot of other ERP systems, especially when it's one ERP in a suite of 50 that the company owns. So that was one of our key drivers with Plex was just the breadth of functionality that we receive with our subscription.
And Matt, I think you mentioned too that there were some specific benefits that you were able to derive around inventory and inventory tracking. And I'm thinking about that ability to track and analyze information as it moves through Plex. What benefits did you see there?
That's one example, but inventory is cash, so that's always an important one for people. We've got a process called formation, and this is once you fill a battery with acid, you've got a very limited time to put a charge on it, and that charge is forming the battery. It's literally a bunch of batteries in a huge room being charged. Prior to Plex, that was a black hole for us. We knew batteries were in there. We had a pretty good idea what was in there, but we really had no automated visibility. With Plex, we were able to, because it's real-time production, as batteries were filled with acid, we were able to record that production and scan it to a location in formation and track exactly what our work in process was. What's in there? Where is it? What order does it belong to? Work order does it belong to? So that alone was huge. And then you can go on to the first in, first out, scanning to locations. Overall, our inventory visibility went from, hey, let's go count, make sure we've got enough material to make batteries today, to relying on the system to tell us what's out there.
Yeah, that's another great example of smart manufacturing. I was fortunate to be out there in your facility with you and see those big charging rooms, and it is impressive. Yeah. I think really, Matt, you've done a great job of not just being a forward-leaning head of IT, but thinking beyond just the value of cloud and SaaS and all the way to the the integrated business case. And you've given some great examples of the power of smart manufacturing today.
Bill, I do have to give a shout out, right? It's the team that does it. My IT team and our business owners are very receptive to process improvement. They're experts in their field. They own processes. So I can throw the nugget out there and try and lead them to water, but the team, the company drinks that water and really embraces technology that can bring the company forward.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Nothing happens without a team. So I'll add my congratulations to your team on a really job well done. Well, Matt, thank you. Really appreciate your time today. Really a great example of smart manufacturing at its best. And again, thank you for your time.
Appreciate the time. Have a good PowerPlex.